Are you already running? Okay. Hey everybody, Brendan, Robert behind the camera, Aaron's on the car tuning right now. With us today, we've got Jimmy's 2021 Ford Explorer ST. We've already had it in for initial tuning. Saw some great response, but what we ran into is what a lot of you guys have already experienced. You've done the exhaust, you've probably done the downpipes, high flow cats, but we still have limitations in airflow from the turbos to really generate more horsepower. So what we're gonna be doing on this today is tearing off the whole front bumper. We're gonna take the factory intercooler, the little shoebox of suck, that's going away, and we're gonna replace it with a much bigger, much further flowing intercooler for this, and then we're gonna put it back on the dyno and see what sort of performance we can pull out of it. So hope you enjoy the video. If you've got any questions, let us know. But this is one of those must-have mods if you've got an ST.
So once you undo all the bolts and clips, you're going to snap out the fender liner and the wheel arch, shall we call it. As I've mentioned before, jobs like this are extremely easy, or we'll even say easier, if you have a lift and you have a Brendan. Everyone should have a lift and a Brendan.
My wife might get a little upset about that.
See, he always takes things the wrong way. All right, as you can see, he undid the fender enough to bend it back, the fender liner. And then when you're removing this, you have an electrical connector right there. And you pop that off, get yourself enough clearance for when you remove the bumper.
While you're here,
what else did I miss?
You've got two bolts that sit up here that you're gonna have to remove. And then there's a third bolt that sits for the headlight. We'll get to that a little bit after the bumper comes off, but there's two bolts sitting right up here that you're gonna have to remove as well, since you're already here and doing this. Then we're gonna rotate over the other side, rinse and repeat. And then when you're in the wheel well, don't forget to undo this connector here while you're here. It makes life a whole lot easier. And if you've got the hand dexterity, you have the electrical connector for the headlight. If you get it now, it's gonna make life just a little bit easier. Now on the other side of the vehicle, if you follow me over there,
We're following them over
more
here.
electronic harnesses that you gotta get to. Now, the only one that's gonna be easy to get to is this one, okay? Which is actually the signal wire for your front camera. That one you can disconnect from here. The other one sits above it. It's a little harder to get to. Sometimes it's easier to remove. Yeah, I'm pointing at it, hello. Sometimes it's easier to remove the bumper and get to that harness and disconnect. And then same thing again, your headlight assembly has got an electrical connector back there. It's not hard to get to. Take that one off, save yourself a little bit of time. But with those connectors, we're now almost ready to take the bumper off. We still got some lower bolts and panels under here that need to come on off that we're gonna get started on next. And then we're gonna be able to do the top side, take this off, take the headlights off, and Bob is your uncle.
Damn, Bob. See, that's why you should have a lift and a Brendan.
Yeah, lifts make life better.
Or just bring it to Ronan Brothers Performance.
Yeah, bring it to people that do this. Do. All right, so I thought these are 8s. Missing one, plastic clip. You ever get the feeling somebody's watching you?
Not often. People don't watch me. I'm not a cool mechanic. I'm just the brains and the good looks of the company.
The big hands of the company.
Hence why I keep my big ugly face off the camera.
And you should wear iPro.
You should wear iPro. He's gonna sue Ronan Brothers Performance now. Oh wait, he owns half of Ronan Brothers Performance.
A third.
A third.
I own a third of it.
You know what I meant.
Yeah, it's your own damn fault you get hurt doing this sort of stuff. So Robert, you got a joke for us?
Let me think. Let me think on that one for a minute.
All right. Well, let's cut to a break.
All right, hold up.
Oh, we got one.
I got a joke for you.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. So this blind guy walks into a bar, then a chair, then a table, then a door,
Every time my soul dies a little more. A little more.
And that's how easy that is.
Oh.
All right, you take the top 4 bolts off on top right here.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. See, I can count.
I can count. All right. Now they have little plastic retainer clips. You just slightly pry up and pull off to the front. And this is what's released the front bumper. Now I'm going to need Robert's help for this, so the next picture you're going to get to see is the front bumper off. But the short and sweet of it is going to be from both ends. You're going to direct it off of the retention clips, and then inside here it's got little slide clips. All the bolts have been removed, so a little bit of finagling, you're going to bring it forward.
Yeah.
Now we still have the one
finagling.
harness on this side, so as we bring it forward I'll be able to reach down and disconnect that harness, but the entire rest of the electrical and harnesses are either integrated to the core support or the ones that are to the bumper have already been removed. So one more to go on that. This will come, we'll set it off to the side, get ready for the next. You want to see this bad boy with no front bumper on it? Side versus right side, passenger versus driver. You got 5 bolts to deal with. One here, one on the face side here, one farther down there, and then your last one back here. If we did everything right with the electrical connector in the back, this will just easily pull on out once you get past little retention clips that sit in here, right, which require you to pry up to get over that. Should be very easy to do. Take your time.
Super easy. Let's see. Let's see.
And that's why we take the electrical connector off in advance.
That's pretty super easy.
Super easy. I like super easy. Step number 643B. What we're going to do now is actually start removing some of the fascia portions that are in here, the air diverter panels that exist into it. We're just going to get these removed out of the way, so that way as we get ready to remove the core support, which you have to do, have fun with that, it's much easier to get to the access bolts in order to get to it. So, fun, easy stuff.
So with this many steps, I would think that the best thing to do, especially if you're in the Knoxville area, is to bring your vehicle to Rona Brothers Performance, and we'll put a big old intercooler on for you.
Just another shameless, keep us in business. We like doing this. Next step is going to be to remove your core support, or I'm sorry, crash bar.
Crash bar.
Across the front. Keeping in mind, it has little indent clips that kind of hold it. So once this is all the way done, it takes 2 people, lift up off of that, and then pull out. Super easy.
Super easy. Alrighty. Mass manufacturers in their infinite wisdom decided to put industrial zip ties on something that for some reason absolutely has no need for it. Between all them bolts underneath, the rivets that guy's getting ready to drill out, this serves absolutely no purpose. If the customer, of course, wants it, we'll put them back on. But for now, they get cutty. All right, Chambers, what are you doing over there?
I'm getting ready to drill rivets.
Drill
so
rivets.
Underneath this thing, we've got multiple rivets we need to remove from this, so that way we can take the core support off. You still leave the lower brace here, which supports radiator and AC components.
Sounds fun.
Sounds great.
Have a seat.
Pick this up.
All right, across your front there, you can see we had to drill out 6 rivets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, I keep doing that just to prove to you jarheads can count. Some years for the Explorer STs have bolts. This year had rivets. If you do have bolts, I would suggest loosening the bolts and taking them out, not drilling those ones out.
All right, topside electrical connector. Remove this from the body point here, and then your standard connector type here. Detent, pull this back, disconnect your electrical connector from there, and then get this out of the way so that way it can move freely with the front core. And now we're going to move on over. So we've got the hood latch. Hood latch, you just got these 2 little clips. You lift that up, pull it out of the housing there, and then just slide this thing out of your way, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. I'm going to need a straight screwdriver to pop this thing open. No, I'm going to use my man hands.
Man hands.
But we're going to get this out of the way real quick so that way we can now continue on removing this. And then we're going to do one more look, just make sure we got everything right. We don't have anything that needs to be disconnected, like this sensor right here, which slides on in. Remove that connector right there. And we're going to be getting ready. So I've got the 4 bolts on top next to get rid of. And Bob's your uncle.
Friggin' Bob. Always being an uncle and shit.
All right.
Take out the top 4 bolts here.
Yeah, they're more like plastic screws.
Always correcting me. Always.
It's not easy being awesome all the time, but we somehow managed to pull it off quite well.
Well, if you're awesome, you can pick that up by yourself then.
I think I can. We're going to find out if there's anything else. Oh, I forgot about these detents. All right, so the upper portion of the radiator and assembly slides into clips right here. I don't know if you can see that, but you have to pry this up and push in order to get it to release. But this will stay with the upper portion. And inside of it, it's a sandwich clip that comes in and locks into this.
Alrighty. Don't talk about it, be about it.
See, if this is probably a better side to see it. So you got 2 arms right here on that side and on that side that will squeeze in and allow this to slide through. Not the easiest thing in the world to get to. Just like that.
Chambers being chambers makes it look easy. All right.
All right, so we've got these released now. We've got all the bolts removed. Last thing we need to do is the inlet for the intake. This, if you come around to this side, has a little pressure clip that you go in that connects it. It's a little bit of a bear, so what we found to work really well is just take these 2 off, disconnect it from there, pull this out of the housing, and that'll allow this to free float and then come out very easily.
All right, so on this side, all we're gonna have to do is loosen this, which has already been done because I'm fast like that. On this side, we have the evap hose.
Right. So it's got normal Ford's retention clip. So once I get both legs of this thing kicked on up, I'll be able to take this, push it in, make sure it's clear, pull it directly out. Super easy. We're already loose down here. Then we've got the couple bolts that hold the super small, barely functioning intercooler in place.
Is it just 1 bolt to hold this on, or is this a pressure clip on this side?
We've got a bolt here, and on this side, nope, just slides in and clips in.
Slides in and clips on this side, you can see that. The new one bolts in, all fancy pantsy.
It will have its own little stand.
Alrighty. And one last shot, you'll see how small this one is compared to the one going on.
It's a shoebox.
So, little baby intercooler, right?
He's a little
Seems
guy.
like a no problem. You have to remove all this stuff. Just so you know. Then we got a little bigger intercooler, slightly a lot bigger. And that's what your car is going to look like when you're disassembled. And you're ready to do what, Chambers?
We're gonna make more horsepower, man.
More horsepower. So, what are you doing there, my friend?
So we're taking a T30 off of this, so that way we can pull the sensor and put it onto the new intercooler. Do not forget to do that. This is the best time in the world to do it.
You're gonna transfer that sensor right there over to that intercooler right there. Well, you're not gonna put it on that intercooler because that one's ours. You gotta get your own. Bam!
All right. Well, happy to say, besides tightening up a few different things, we've got the intercooler located in a position now. Now it runs the factory provisions for mounting as the factory one did, which is great because that just means this is almost plug and play. Once you get the couplers,
Can you hold up the small one next to that? It's almost the same.
Yeah, really. I mean, we basically started with one of these and then plug it full of human growth hormone, testosterone, and steroids until it emerged like that.
All right.
So the factory limitations on this are really hard to see until you have one in your hand, but the plastic intakes taper down. You got hard 90 degrees on both sides, it just doesn't flow much, and it doesn't have enough surface area to flow the sort of boost pressure that you're going to be wanting to as you're tuning these things. So this is 100%, without a doubt,
a must-have.
a must-have. This is an absolute must-have. If you have an ST and you want more power, right? You need a tune, you need a free-flowing exhaust, you need downpipes. High-flow cats are beneficial. Intakes are good, but as you can see on here, not necessarily required, but this required part.
But who would I go to put one on?
But just another shameless plug for Runner Brothers Performance.
Yes, it is. All right, when we're putting it on here, you can see it sits down onto the factory clips. This side's easier to see. Right here. Sits down right in that groove. Comes with a bracket that bolts down there. Tightens in. Your inlet and outlet hose, same exact location.
Now, there may be differences depending on what year Explorer you have. They did some changes to them where they were a slip type with a retention ring that will not work on an intercooler like this. You'll have to get the older either intercooler pipes or an aftermarket intercooler pipe to go with it. But
that was, I do believe, after 24. I think the ST expert's over there on the dyno.
Yep.
He's the expert because he owns one. So I do believe it's after 24, but they make everything you need.
Go get some.
Okay, I'm done.